7 o'clock, I'll call the meeting to order. Please stand and pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The meeting is being videotaped for those who are interested in it, and there are no agenda adjustments. Is Brian here? Not yet. Okay.
Looking for a parking spot.
Okay. Okay. I'll have a motion on the minutes for January 21st and February 10th on the negotiations.
I will make the motion to approve the minutes.
All of them?
All of them, yes.
I'll second that.
Seconded by Whitman. Any discussion? All in favor? Unanimous.
Jim, I abstained because I
Oh,
wasn't here.
Jack is abstaining because he was away.
I was in Florida.
One more time and you're gonna get in trouble.
I wish I was still
Student
alive.
of the month.
Student of the month. It is my pleasure to tell you about our student of the month, Michael Hayes. He is the son of Maureen and Tim from Rockland. He is a senior. Hmm?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hanson, on the other side of Rockland.
He wants to be from Rockland, though.
No.
He is a senior in the precision machine technology shop. He has been on co-op at Bend Gear and Machine in Rockland since September. He is doing very well. He turns in his time cards every week like clockwork and hands over his pay stub to have proof of working. He is a particularly wonderful young man. He not only is very strong in his academics, but he has an impressive family and community commitment as well. When we were looking for nominations this month, one nomination in particular stated that as a result of his dedication to school and to his academics, that he should be nominated every month for the rest of the year until he was selected Student of the Month. So with that, I would like to say, Michael, please come on up and let me shake your hand. You're doing an awesome job. Not only is he an excellent machinist, but he's also a very good role model, not only for his brother, but also for other members in the shop as well. And we have a couple of gifts for you. We have a plaque that says, Michael Hayes, Student of the Month, granted February 25th, 2015, signed by Principal Martha Dutch and Superintendent Thomas Hickey. And you also have a coveted South Shore Votech side pack. Don't go anywhere without it. Thank you very much.
Well done.
Student Advisory Council. Shannon?
Hi. Okay. So briefly, the BPA hosted a blood drive on the 13th, and 45 people tried to donate, and they collected 37 pints of blood. And the boys basketball team lost to Southeastern last night in the MIAA state tournament. Student Council raised $250 to donate to No Kid Hungry by selling carnations for Valentine's Day. And today was Domestic Violence Day of Awareness, and every student was asked to wear purple. The students that ran it made almost $80 just today selling wristbands. All the money that we got is going to go to domestic violence survivors. And that was the month of February.
Thank you, Shannon. Hanson's well represented tonight, I'd see. Thank you. Jim, Treasurer's Report.
Thank you, Bob.
this month's treasury report is in your package. I also handed out every month we look at a 1 month snapshot of where we are, what's the activity for the previous month. And but I did hand out earlier tonight just a quick synopsis of the first 7 months of the fiscal year, with every monthly total in there and so forth. So things are progressing well. Again, income this year, we were able to, we still collect our Chapter 70 money on a monthly basis, which is great. This year as well, because the paperwork was submitted on a timely basis this year with the audit. There was a mix-up with the auditor last year with sending some money to sending some paperwork to the state. We were delayed on some of our transportation money, but we did get a chunk of transportation money in January, about $131,000, which is half of our allocation this year. Cash balances, again, very strong moving forward. The OPEB account has $476,000 in it. Again, moving forward for future responsibilities and liabilities. Again, in our final page here, the expended for January has all the totals. Total of $773,000. Most of that, of course, is in the payroll account for the teachers and administrators and so forth. So we're looking healthy. We're on target with budget. As we're moving forward with various expenditures, we had a bill come through for some snow removal on the roof in the past couple days that, again, and we only had a couple thousand in the budget for snow removal, but with the price of getting this roof cleaned off was a bit well above that budgeted number, so we'll be looking at a budget transfer next month to handle the snow removal issues and the costs associated. And Tom and I are working to identify line items that we'll be able to substitute for all our snow removal costs and so forth. The ladies in the office, Pat and Ed, are doing fabulous, keeping us all in line, and things look good. So,
Very good.
Thank you, Jim. Any questions? Motion?
So moved.
Whitman and whom?
Situate.
Hanson? All in favor? Aye.
there are no budget transfers this month. We'll be looking at those as we head next month and beyond for lining up various budget items. So right now everything's on target. The FY16 assessment update, again, with the new governor, there's a delay, and he gets a couple extra weeks to submit his budget. I think March 4th is the deadline for him to submit his governor's budget, and will give us an idea of where our money will be coming from in the calculations of foundation budgets and minimum contributions and so forth. And we'll go from there to figure things out with the assessments in the budget that will be voted tonight. Tom and I have visited two town finance committees who are in Whitman and in Situate. We heard from Rockland today. We'll be visiting Rockland sometime in March, and Abington and Hanson will also get in touch with us regarding visiting those communities. I think Bob, you handled that.
Yeah, no, it's all subject acceptable, and then we'll vote after we vote the budget, that's all.
Sure. So, yeah, we're getting out to the communities to let them know what our budget is for next year, and things seem to be going smoothly. So that's where we are with the FY16 date.
Thank you, Jim. Okay, Chairman's report, subcommittee reports. This time we're going to take a motion to ratify Units A and Unit B's contracts. But before we do, I want to hear from Mr. Bezanson on what the odd man vote turned out to be.
We need a motion?
Yes.
I'll make the motion.
You make a motion on which one?
On B.
I think we better do them separate.
Okay, I'll do it on B then.
Okay. Second on B. Dan. Motion on A.
I'll make a motion on A.
Second on A. Okay. Hanson. Okay. And we'll discuss it after.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, and through the board. I spoke with Mr. Kelly earlier today, and we went over nuts and bolts, if you will, on everything, and it was very informative. He had sent out emails, communications to all the towns, notifying them that to get in contact with me should they need any information. I had one town contact me, Hanover. Unfortunately, I had a meeting the same night that they requested me, so I couldn't attend, but I did email them and asked them to contact me. If they had any questions, I'd get back to them as soon as possible.
They were informed, so that's all that counts.
Right. And the fact that through Mr. Hickey today, that we didn't get much feedback is a good thing. Means that everybody seems to be on the same page. They seem to really have a lot of confidence in this committee and subcommittee and superintendent. So based on that, I would say that I'm very proud of the fact that all the communities are on the same page, and the fact that you guys are doing a great job. To me, it's a perfect scenario, and in the voting process, I would vote for.
Now, in my tenure, we've always tried to do a good budget here, and there's been no fluff in it, so it's been very good. Any other questions or discussion on it? Okay, I'll take a vote on Unit A first. All those in favor?
Roll call, or you want to just, did you want a roll call, or you want it?
No, it's just a voice, hand raiser and a voice vote. All in favor of Unit A contract? Unanimous. And add one for our liaison. And I'll take a motion on B now.
We make a motion that you accept the memorandum for Unit B.
Okay, second on Whitman. Any further discussion? All in favor? Unanimous plus one. Thank you very much, Mr. Buzzanski.
My pleasure. And you don't need me anymore.
It went off better this year.
You know, it's good when things like this go smoothly,
Yeah.
because as you all know, sometimes it can be pretty tenuous in the budget
It does.
cycles, and you know, to have it go the way it's gone here, I should be very proud. School's doing a great job. I get nothing but glowing admiration everywhere I go about the school. So, and it seems to me that one of the biggest cheerleaders for this is Mr. Safucci. He speaks of this school very highly every chance he gets at our selectmen's meetings and all of that. So.
I think most of us do. This is, I know, this is my baby personally. I live and die it, and Dan does, and I think, who's the least tenured here now? Most of you get more than 10 years, I think. Hanson?
Yeah.
What do you got now, Jim?
Almost 13.
Huh?
3 years.
3? Oh.
Yeah,
He's a baby.
So that's, you know, and
Still
It's a
laughing.
it does, because, you know, I look at the other towns where they keep changing school committee members, and there's never any knowledge of what's really going on. In a tenure like this, everybody knows what everything's going on, and they know where every dime is spent, what needs to be fixed, what doesn't need to be fixed, and so it's great.
A
And
lot to be said for having members that have been around a while.
Yeah,
And
and-
learn the nooks and crannies
And
and
I'm-
the bodies are buried.
and I want to thank the committee members on my part as well, because they've done a great job, especially on these contracts. And Tom did his worth. We didn't have to use too much attorney this time, so we saved money
Save
again.
more money. Save it where you can, because the snow budget's probably pretty good.
Yeah.
That's worth it.
Okay.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Have a good night.
Okay, super, it's your job.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Very briefly tonight, we have a second month reading on the calculus with pre-calculus textbook from the math department, to inform you of that. I also wanted to let you know, express my gratitude for Mr. Aubrey and two of our staff, Jane Lombardi of our math department and Bob Mello, one of our metal fab welding instructors, who on the President's Day and the Tuesday of vacation week attended ALICE training. This is the revised lockdown strategy you've heard me mention before. They were trained as part of an initiative with the Holbrook Public Schools and the Holbrook Police Department. In your correspondence file, which you don't need to access it now, but it'll be there at your leisure, I asked Mark to write a memo outlining our timeline between now and September, where we will be prepared to train all staff and students in a more empowering protocol in the event of dealing with a crisis. And so the outline essentially shows on a month-by-month basis what we'll be doing. This will come back on your radar probably at our April school committee meeting, where we'll likely invite Chief Sweeney of Hanover Police Department to come in and talk about his experience with training the Hanover Public Schools. We'll be meeting with Chief Sweeney and some other representatives from HPD next month to plan and talk about training options. So I wanted to bring that to your attention. Third item, MSBA boiler update. As I indicated in my memo, we have submitted all the information to MSBA. March 25th is the date the MSBA board will vote our project, so we will know the exact project dollar amount. We'll know which costs are reimbursable and which ones aren't. The numbers I am using, a total project cost of $663,708, which at the end of the day will probably lead to a district cost of around $308,000. The next steps are going to be important in terms of the long game. What I would hope would happen is the MSBA votes this on March 25th. When we get back together at our April meeting on April 15th, we'll have one of those 7,000-line motions that we have to read out loud for MSBA that will state all the legalities. From the moment this committee votes what's called the PFA, the Project Funding Agreement, Jim will send a letter officially to all of our communities saying that we're going to be taking on this project and that we're taking some money, some share of that money out of our excess and deficiency account, amending our fiscal 15 budget and moving it into the fiscal 15 budget. When a regional school district committee votes to amend their budget, it's supposed to notify the towns within 7 days and then give the towns 45 days from the date of the vote to choose to either take no action or to call a town meeting and let that unfold. What Bob and I are going to co-author, probably before the end of the week, is just a preemptive letter of information, which we will copy all of you on, that simply indicates a lot of what I'm saying here. It's giving the town managers, town administrators, and chairs of the boards of selectmen just an early heads up. We're in this pipeline, we're paying for it ourselves, it will not add another penny to your assessment this year or next year. And what the ultimate ask, or the request that I would eventually be making is, when Jim finally does send that letter on April 16th, that each town would take prompt action to take no action, that it would come up in front of the Board of Selectmen, and they would agree to take no action, and I would be asking that they send us a brief letter attesting to that. What that will do, ultimately what that will do is, once I would receive 6 of those letters, and I'm making the assumption that we would have the support given the way we're handling it, that upon receiving 6 of those letters, that would be the equivalent of 2/3 support, which is the same ratio we need for a budget approval. That means that when that gets done, I can then sign the project funding agreement, and then every other step of the process moves forward. The bidding process. Right now, this project would be scheduled. If we did nothing and let the 45 days run, we would be bidding this in the summer, starting the work in the fall. This will have no impact. If that ends up happening, for whatever reason, delays or other things beyond our control, it will have absolutely no impact on the start of school, heating. Bob Moorhead and I met this morning. He's going to turn the switch. It's not going to be an issue. But ideally, I would love to push now so that if we could end up with work being done in the summer, it's just better for all concerned. So between now and the March meeting, there'll be no further action other than our heads up letter. And then come the April meeting, as I said, we'll vote the motion. We'll also entertain those motions about amending the budget. So a little bit of activity in April, and then the process will go from there. So that's where it stands on the boiler update. In terms of winter storm and school calendar update, Jim talked a little bit about costs in terms of us taking care of our roof. We did have some, we did have a couple of ceiling tiles. I'm sorry, Jim, I was out of the room. I don't know if you mentioned the graphic arts.
No.
Okay. So on this goes back to the, I believe it was the blizzard in the last couple of days of January. So we had the high snow drifts get into some of the air vents. We had some damp ceiling tiles. A couple of suspended ceiling tiles and some water got into a piece of equipment in our graphics program. We already have, the insurance has taken care of it, and we already have the part on order. It has not interrupted graphics and what they've been able to do. Bob Moorhead tells me that there were actually some emails going around with his fellow facility directors about snow drifts and snow getting into those units, those air handling areas, which you can't shut off. But other than that, I'm sure we know just how hard our staff has worked to keep the snow away and keep us functioning. So kudos to them. Mr. Chairman, that concludes my report.
Okay. Now we have unfinished business, a statement of interest in SOI, vote for the MSBA core program. This is for the other projects we have.
That's right.
And I think we have a motion we're going to read on this one, Ari.
Yes, it's document number 7 in your packet. This is, if I may, Mr. Chairman, this is based on the boilerplate language that MSBA wants. It's a more official way of documenting that I will be submitting a statement of interest relative to future renovation projects as it's written in document 7.
I think we need a motion to continue the project. We made a motion to start the bid.
This motion here will, this is ultimately something that I will submit to MSBA showing that this was the official motion. I've begun the process since our last meeting to have a portion of the SOI done already, but I would ultimately want to send MSBA a record of this, and then Bob, I'll ultimately be asking for your signature next month
Okay.
or thereabouts.
Mr. Hayward, would you read this motion, please?
With a pleasure. Excuse me, my phone.
Yes. Okay, motion to authorize SOI submission. Resolved. Having convened an open meeting on February 25th, 2015, the South Shore Regional School Committee, in accordance with its charter, bylaws, and ordinances, has voted to authorize the superintendent to submit to the Massachusetts School Building Authority the statement of interest form dated April 9th, 2015 for South Shore Vocational Technical High School located at 476 Webster Street in the town of Hanover, Mass., which describes and explains the following deficiencies and the priority categories for which application may be submitted to the Massachusetts School Building Authority in the future. Replacement, renovation, or modernization of school facility systems, such as roofs, windows, boilers, heating and ventilation systems, to increase energy conservation and decrease energy-related costs of the school, any school facility. Replacement of or addition to obsolete buildings in order to provide for a full range of programs consistent with state and approved local requirements. And hereby further specifically acknowledge that by submitting this statement of interest form, that the Massachusetts School Building Authority in no way guarantees the acceptance or the approval of an application, the awarding of the grant, or any funding committed from the Massachusetts School Building Authority, or commits the city, town, regional school district filing an application for funding with the Massachusetts School Building Authority.
Thank you.
Second.
We have a second.
Second.
Situate second.
As long as I don't have to read it.
Any further discussion? Seeing no discussion, all in favor? That's a unanimous vote. A member present. Okay, FY16 budget certification vote. I'll take a motion to certify the budget. It's already printed out in our memorandum we have. If someone wants to read it that way. It's under 7. Then comes the small b way down. Hanson, you want to read it?
What document is it?
It's on your memorandum, it came in the mail to you,
Okay.
second page, just before the bottom, budget certification.
So budget certification.
Mhm.
The committee will take up the issue of certifying the FY16 budget proposal, currently $12,103,153, which is a 3.25% increase.
Okay, will you make a motion to accept the budget then?
Make a motion to accept it?
Accept, yes. Okay, do I have a second? Situate. Any further discussion on the budget? All in favor? Unanimous. The budget is hereby certified. Solar panel review. On this one, I'd like a recommendation to table any further discussion or action on the solar panels.
I will make a recommendation to table the solar panel.
Any action on the
Any
solar?
action we take on the solar panels.
Second?
Second.
Dan, all in favor? I'm not going to take discussion. It's table. There's no discussion on table anyway.
We already
Okay,
discussed.
all in favor is unanimous. I'll make a comment though. I don't know whether you saw it on TV. One of the schools had solar panels all over it. They were having one heck of a time trying to shovel it off. They had not only pick it up with a shovel, they had to circumvent all the panels and then throw it over the side. Thank
A little
goodness.
extra.
New business, surplus decorations.
I'll make a motion that we declare the listed items surplus.
Second.
Second by Situate. Any further discussion? All in favor? Unanimous. Who has the warrants tonight? Hanson.
Warrants for approval, warrants 14 and 15, totaling $869,483.79.
Second. Second on Whitman. Further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Unanimous. A motion to adjourn. Hanson and Whitman. It's not debatable, all in favor? Aye.
All that money.